I'd like to welcome everybody. We're at Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Shopping Mall right next to the police station, and the GUARDaHEART Foundation, which is a 501c3, is conducting COVID antibody testing for the community here, and we're delighted with the response so far. We've had over 1,000 people sign up in a very short period of time. For those of you watching this, the test that we're offering is a test that measures the body's immune response to an infection with COVID virus. And the importance of that is that the majority of people who actually get the virus have either very mild symptoms or have no symptoms at all. And because of that, they typically don't know that they've ever had the infection. And it's important to know whether you have these antibodies for a number of reasons. One, the public health authorities need to know what the true prevalence of the disease is in the population, because we're all working towards something we call herd immunity, where there's enough people that have recovered that the virus can't jump from person to person, because if you've had it before and you've got some level of immunity, then the virus can't really do anything, because your body has a built-in system that will activate and attack the virus. The test identifies antibodies that neutralize the virus, and the test that we use is 100% sensitive, 99.6% specific. It is a blood draw, it's not a finger stick, because we're using a more complex test that's more accurate. But it only takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and the results will be back to you in 2 to 3 business days. And just to give you a little more information on what antibodies mean, no test is perfect. For instance, the swab test, which is for people who actually have symptoms, can be a false negative, up to 60 to 80% in the first 5 days of infection. And the reason that's important is because the 8th day after symptoms start is the best day for the swab test. The body's immune response to it, though, starts within 1 to 5 days, and usually after 5 days you have detectable antibodies. Now the difference with these is the swab test is for acute infection, if you've got symptoms. If you have symptoms, you should not be getting the antibody test. But if you have been exposed to somebody, or you think you may have had it in the past, or you're just curious if you had a silent infection, this is the test for you. You'll come in, it's by appointment, but we do have openings for walk-ins. We'll take your temperature, we practice social distancing, and then you'll be shunted to one of the blood draw stations, and then you'll be allowed to leave. And I just want to stress, there should be no cost to any of you coming in for this. It's covered under the CARES Act. That means that the federal government, and even if you're uninsured, there's a special program through Optum that will cover it. And if you have any questions after you get your results, we do have trained counselors that can answer your questions.
Good morning, I'm Captain John Pinto from the Los Angeles Police Department, South Traffic Division. This morning we're here at Crenshaw Mall up in the parking structure, and we're supporting GUARDaHEART Foundation in their free testing for COVID-19 antibodies. And we're asking the public to come out here. You just need to register online. And I think this is a great opportunity for the community to get tested for the antibodies and to make sure that they're safe. And us here at the Los Angeles Police Department want to ensure that you're safe. So please come out, English or Spanish, and get tested. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gina Fields, Chairperson of Empowerment Congress West Equa Neighborhood Council. And today they're doing antibody testing for COVID-19 here at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall Plaza. And we're just really happy to have them in the neighborhood. Statistically, we've heard that African Americans and Latino Americans, which predominantly make up this area, are 33% more likely to catch COVID-19. And if they catch it, are 50% more likely to die from it. This is a heartbreaking statistic. So for us, we feel the importance of, one, testing to see if you have COVID, but then after, testing to see if you have the antibodies, to see if you've had it in the past, because then those antibodies can be used to make a vaccine, and you can contribute that way to help save a life. Also, it helps us to trace where the disease is in our community, where it's going throughout our community. I mean, we have to stay safe. We're wearing masks. We've been in the house for 4 months, and still the disease is on the rise. So whatever we can do, and any testing areas that we get in our neighborhood, we greatly welcome. And this is the first antibody testing that they have in our neighborhood, and it's a great way for us to trace and figure out how the disease is moving through our community and what we can do to stop it, because we are all in this together. And the only way for us to get out of this is, again, together. And that's economically, that's health-wise. I mean, the devastating facts that we're hearing about COVID-19 and the long-term health issues it's causing for people who get it, it's heartbreaking. And there's not a lot of leadership nationwide. So we have to try and break it down and do it small within our community. And ECWA is the neighborhood council. We represent 38,000 people in Leimert Park, Crenshaw Manor, Baldwin Hills, Village Green, and Baldwin Heights. And what's not being done from the top, we're trying to do at our level. We've distributed groceries, we've distributed diapers, we're doing all that we can to help seniors, to help students. And this is one of the most important parts of it though, is figuring out who's had the disease, how it's transmitting through our community, so that we can try to get out of our houses and get back to work and get back to real life.